Hello, everybody. Welcome to my channel. I am just going to wait until everybody is in the chat. Hello, Renee. And I'm also going to wait till my guest gets back. So let's just wait a few minutes for everybody to join us. Thank you. While we are waiting for our guests to come back into the live stream, I want to show you guys this mini documentary by Lennon Honor, one of YouTube channels that I follow. He did a documentary on Umar Johnson and his abnormal behavior. So I'm going to play it real quick and we'll come back for the rest of the commentary.
Check audio.
Oh goodness. Okay. I don't know what's going on with that. It's kind of buffering. Hey, Lewis. Look.
Hey, how you doing? What's going on, Black Princess?
Yeah, it's buffering.
Yeah, it's definitely having some audio issues. YouTube has again been really,
Um,
yeah. You're not the only one.
I know I'm
Okay,
not the
maybe
only
pause
one.
it. Maybe refresh the video. Pause the video and refresh it. Sometimes that's got to be done. Did you ever update your devices? YouTube.
It's buffering, huh?
Did you ever update your device's YouTube? I don't know if that potentially has something to do with it too. I'm not sure. I can't hear a damn thing he's saying. Check your connection.
Okay, something went wrong with the audio or something. I couldn't, I could hear something on my end, but you guys couldn't hear anything. But besides from that, Umar Johnson has some real big issues. He's going around uh, telling his followers, telling his followers to hit or go after other people because of his opinions about him. This dude is really, really, really screwed up in the head. Like, who does that? This dude has very, 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 very serious issues. He's threatening other YouTubers just because they don't agree with his ideology. And then to go on and 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 tell women and girls that it's your fault that you got raped. It is, dude, is, is so delusional, and so are his followers, because if his followers are believing or hanging on to these other words, they are delusional as well. Lewis, what do you think?
My thoughts are that I was watching this other video. Forget what's his name, something Sculpts. Um, he
Hmm.
one thing he did bring a good point up on is that there are individuals such as Marcus Garvey, which you've got the link to your Umar Johnson, that will take advantage and manipulate through people's emotions and people's feel, and trauma. And they'll be um, the Afro American community is a very emotional community. If it applies to you, it applies to you. If it doesn't, it doesn't. So, um, The shoe
Do you
fits
think
where.
our community is that destroyed that they have to follow somebody to get, like, an identity or something like that?
It's here's the thing. I can't say completely destroyed. What I can say is heavily damaged, but it can be repaired. Um, it's
Hmm.
um, it's a big issue because we rely on the system. You know, individuals or the masses, the sheeple, rely on just the system to tell you who you are and where you came from. It's like every time you look up some um, other ethnic scholar telling you who you are. The majority of someone who looks like you using some other ethnicities, format. You know what I mean? So it's like Umar and these individuals. They look like you, telling you who you are, but using someone else's formatted, you know, regurgitated version, like some other ethnicity. So instead of that ethnicity telling you, you got a face looking like you. Parody what that other ethnicity told you, the foreigner told you. So I don't know. It's a we're in a word game. It's an informational war. We are at war, and it's informational, and you can't rely on the
Right.
system to tell you the truth. The system is by far gonna lead you astray. So
I believe that some black people are far gone at this point that they really to follow anything just to get like a true identity. And I think that's where Umar Johnson comes in because he knows that some of these African Americans struggle and finding out who they are and what their culture really is. So he's taking advantage of that by saying, "I'm going to set up a school. I want your daughters and sons to learn Pan Africanism. So I need donations from you guys so I can get this school set up." So everybody goes and they give Umar Johnson their hard earned money so that they can build this school. And 2 years pass, there's no school. And then he gets an update that, the school will be up in 2021 or something. And, you know, he been talking about the school since 2015, and no school has been made yet. And here's the interesting part. Umar Johnson has the nerve to threaten other people that don't believe in the same ideology that he does. He threatened other YouTubers, including Lennon Honor, because he go against what his ideology is. And Umar Johnson should be ashamed of himself because he taking a lot of people's money and he does and has not done nothing with it. That school still looks a mess from the inside. The ceilings look horrible. The carpet is messed up. The rooms, I don't even know what's in there. He getting all these donations and don't do anything with it. Don't give people an update. And I heard like people have reached out to Umar Johnson that has skills in carpentry and and other constructions. They said that he has not gotten back to them, and I find that kind of weird because Umar Johnson was trying to reach out to people to see who has carpentry skills and other types of skills so he can get that school running. People contacted him, haven't heard from them. Lewis.
Yeah, I'm here. Well, here's the issue. Just like the scam Marcus Garvey did with the Black Starliner. Um,
Hmm.
history repeats itself. Everyone's just not the same. It's sad but true. It's like yeah, no, the reason why he's going after all the YouTubers that come out and speak against him, yeah, they are jeopardizing his life. It's because whole life it was built on lies. I mean, if someone gives you a mass amount of people give you money, and it's a lot of money, yeah, like you said, there are hard earned money, then you go turn around and blow it, or you don't have it, or you don't make good on your promise. Of course, and if people come out and expose that, of course, that's going to that's going to be a threat to you. That's going to harm you. But it's your own doing. You reap what you sow. You sow love, you reap love. You sow
Hmm.
honesty, you reap honesty. Yeah, you sow deceit. You reap you reap the consequences of it.
In that video, he also mentions that he wanted to get
Your audio is messing up.
Umar Johnson also I know it's the yeah, it's the share. I don't know why is it so slow, but
Again, YouTube. They
just
slow.
bear with me for a second.
They slow connections.
But yeah, it's YouTube. But Umar Johnson in that sermon that he did, he mentions to his audience that the reason why the black community is the way that it is because of thugs in the community running rapid and killing each other. So he's telling black, people to bear arms and to kill the thugs because he said that he talked to them and analyzed them. And he said none of them, like most of them, cannot be habilitated. And he said that they need to um, be asleep for good. And I'm just like, why can't black people just go like you demand things for the police department because that's the department's job to get these thugs off the street because we're taxpayers as well. So why Umar Johnson go to the police station or city hall and talk to have a discussion with the mayor about the problems in their community because we pay taxes to them and those taxes go to the police department and the police officers get paid. So why can't he, instead of black people, because that's going to cause, more trouble amongst the black community if we take arms for ourselves and shoot these young people that doesn't have the understanding or the guidance that they should have.
Here's the issue. Um, Umar is probably an agent. Um, and here's the issue with the whole system and whatnot. We all know that the system is broken. I was talking to a friend. We were talking, and I was like, and I kind of like metaphorically wise, face palmed, right? Because he's like, he finally said that, oh, I'm starting to really see and believe that this nation is a nation of tradition rather than laws. And I'm like, and I'm looking at him, I was like, how long have I been telling you that for? Here's the issue. This system was set up to destabilize the community, especially the Afro American community. It benefits certain entities greatly to keep the Afro American fighting and the other ethnicities fighting. They benefit greatly off of it, off of your death, off of your violence and whatnot. Gives them excuses to bring in armored vehicles and whatnot. No, it's they benefit off of the people suffering.
Do you think
Individual.
Umar? Do you think Umar Johnson is contributing to black
Yeah,
people?
making statements like that, of course. That's what the system wants, anyways. That's what they did when they came over here in the beginning, before this whole, the pilgrims did and whatnot. This is what they want. They want the Afro American to fight and knock itself off because there's too many numbers. They can't do it.
Mm-hmm.
In reality, here's the thing: we're not minority in numbers. Minority is a status. Okay, we're not minority in numbers. That's a bunch of bull crap that they created.
But
Go ahead.
but do you think instead of Umar Johnson encouraging black people to commit violence, because mind you, he's trying to build up this school, he's gonna be a role model to these little kids. Don't you think parents should question him about his what he's saying on social media and acting like a thug?
There's a lot of things we should do and we don't do. So
But here's what I'm not understanding. Like, people should stop following Umar Johnson. Like, this dude is promoting violence and your kids are seeing this. This dude is trying to commit like an inner city war between the African American community instead of just, trying to bring peace to the community and fixing the community to where we can have, a decent place to stay as instead of just living in shambles. You know, our money should be circling around the communities, like building, new homes, re painting the streets and paving the sidewalks. All those that Umar Johnson should be talking about. Putting businesses in the community. He's not talking about that. He's just focusing on Pan Africanism. Okay, culture is fine. I get it, but how is learning Pan African going to help us in our time of struggle in the African American community? There's hardly any money being brought into our communities. He should be
it's
talking
not.
about that.
Mhm. It's not. It's not going to help us. That's what they don't realize. It's actually going to hurt us because again, it's like Yeah, you go over to a foreign land that you never been, right?
Mhm.
What are you gonna take to identify yourself with the individuals, especially when they start calling um oh my god, sorry.
It's okay. Keep going. Keep going.
Sorry, excuse me. Um, I'm drinking this, the sparkling ice orange mango, and oh my god, sorry. It's very,
It's okay. Keep going.
it's
Keep going.
very, what do you call it? Carbonated. It's highly carbonated. So that's
Okay.
with the carbon coming up. Okay, sorry. Okay. Whew. Okay, sorry, but basically, yeah, it's a distraction. Everything's to get everyone off the Afro American off the land
Mhm.
and get you away from your ancestors' accomplishments.
Right.
You know what I mean? And kick you into a foreign place that you don't know squat about. You know, my issue is that we seriously don't understand the power that we hold as a people. The Here's the thing, but they do. That's where we're in danger. They understand the power that the Afro American holds because
Mhm.
again, we are not the minority in numbers. We are minority in status. What how we view the law, how the citizens view the law, right? What we
Mhm.
know about the law ain't actually it ain't the same. You know, it seriously ain't the same. The same. It's And here's the interesting thing, whatnot, right? Um, when it
Mhm.
comes to when it comes to like Courtney was saying, economics and whatnot, and what the Pan African is trying to push and whatnot. The issue
Mhm.
is we seriously don't we don't know where our roots are. A lot of it is actually in so-called America. Here's the thing. Yes, I agree, Omega Courtney. It's a good plan, but the issue is we are not rooted because we don't know who we are. It's going to be nearly impossible to completely solidify a plan for the whole people when we are nationless. We don't know who we
And
are.
especially when you have so-called leaders like Umar Johnson not coming up with a plan to execute so our communities can rebuild and become a nice community.
It's not. Here's the thing. Everyone who looks like you and I, they are not you and I. Biblically, they've been enemies of our ancestors. This is what we don't understand. This is actually a large part of where we get screwed
Oh
because
yeah.
we think we tend to think that every branch that is brown is our branch,
Mhm.
and when there are different trees that have many branches, and all trees can't go together.
Mhm.
We The issue is we look at things too plain, too shallow, too single, when in fact kinfolk are not skinfolk are not kinfolk. Yep. Because I like to say this, and I say it all the time, is ethnicity and race. It's deeper than skin tone. It's deeper than the blood, than the color of your blood. It boils down to science and genetics and bloodline. You know, A B. These literally originate. I mean, if in D, I was looking at this thing. It's from the Sickle Cell Society. I was basically looking up blood types and whatnot, And D positive is actually West Africa. And they're
Mm,
saying B is large. I think like a largely what you call it it's either B or A as well. That's so-called European and whatnot. And O is predominantly and O is American. So you need to know your bloodline. You need to know your blood types because if you go with this whole, the narrative that's widely accepted is there's a high chance that narrative is set up to mentally screw you, because if we know that this system is set in place to screw people, right?
mm-hmm,
And so what makes you logically think that a system that's set in place to massively screw you is going to allow something that brings you to the top without a massive fight? And that's the issue with all these stupid blood tests and whatnot. These things are way not blood tests, but spit in a tube. Sorry, the
mm-hmm.
spit in a tube, find a tribe, or like all this stuff that's current, or the majority of the stuff that's currently taught in the school. It's like we don't ask the actual right questions, like where did they get these sources from? And stuff. These are just logical questions. I'm so
And I
happy I
think
was.
that goes back to Umar Johnson. Where does he get his sources from?
Yeah, he's
Like
not
where?
going to be able to answer that.
Yeah, like everything. Like I get what Umar Johnson is saying when it comes to racism, politics, and stuff like that. But it's kind of hard to follow him when he's scamming his own people. When
Yeah,
he's not, when he is not going by his word when it comes to like a school. People need to start questioning, okay, where are these donations going? Are you really putting it towards this school? Is Are you really trying to fix up this school so our kids can, go there and learn? It's not happening.
yeah. And here's the issue. It's sad, but you can literally use wisdom, like bona fide wisdom, to f over people.
Mhm.
Literally, it doesn't. Here's the thing: the wisdom is not the wisdom is it's a tool, like a power tool, right? Or let's say a firearm, or like maybe rocket fuel, or something good, right? It could, or like a tool to build, okay, or like a hammer or a saw or a nice bundle of wood, something that basically has power. Okay, that's what
Mhm.
wisdom is. And how you use that tool literally depends on your motive, on your goal, on your character, on your morals, the things that define you. You know what I mean? It's like, so here's the thing. Yes, he uses bona fide wisdom and whatnot to tug on people's heartstrings, aka mental mind and emotion, and get those emotions. So then you start easily giving the money out, because it's like, hey, I can connect with that, and he says he's gonna do this, but his ultimate goal is just to suck you dry.
Right.
There are the majority of people. There's a lot of people. There's more people, so-called prominent people, that are out there that do this. We have a hard, especially we have a hard time really accepting that, like this. All you gotta do, right, is look at all these so-called leaders that have come out, right, even to this day, right. All you gotta do is look at the progress. The progress says it all. The progress is the judge, jury, and the executioner. Literally the progress of your so-called goal is either your testimony or the process or the prosecution against you.
Right.
Literally, it's that's just how it is. Like your progress and your actions, they they basically tell you how much you care, how much that person cares about you or the people or
Mhm.
whatnot. So all we gotta do is just look at the progress, no matter what it is. If people say, "Oh, we're here to help you, Afro American community," and they look like us and whatnot, yeah, you can give
But
them a
they're not
chance.
us.
Yeah, yeah, you can give them a chance too, and then at the end of at the end of the time, you just progress report. You know, we all heard that, right? Progress
Mhm.
report. We aren't doing progress reports.
Right.
You know, so it's like, okay, it's time to evaluate the progress of these individuals and how many of them failed. I mean, all we got to do is look at this time and resources wasted. And I mean, then again, it's like this system creates problems back to back, because once we're upset about one thing, and then another thing immediately hits, so we're upset about that thing. We haven't even had time to really analyze this one thing. So because we're emotional, we forget about that thing, and then we're on this thing that just came up. Then another they throw another thing at us, and then that thing we have. It's I don't know. We're like dumb. We're like
I wouldn't
collectively
say
dumb.
dumb. I would say ignorance, lack of
That's a type
knowledge.
of dumb. Still a type of dumb. It's a
Ah,
dumb that can be changed, which is good.
yeah, it's just that people have to, wake up and catch on to Umar Johnson's game.
This system's
But
game.
if they know that he has not kept his promise and they still donating to him, something's wrong.
Yeah, something's wrong with them mentally.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm basically saying is like, oh yeah, we got you, Omega Courtney. Yeah, we got you. um, but the issue is though is that we don't know who we are. We don't know. We're too dang shallow minded. And here's the thing: they know that, so
Right.
they are able to manipulate us like puppets, like literally strings on a puppet. It's sad. They know more about a great deal of our mental state and what triggers us as a mass than we know about ourselves, which is sad.
Mhm.
That's just sad. It's not cool, man. And then they got us thinking so shallow minded uh, that we it's like confusion of faces, as scripture says. It's like we don't know who the heck we are, but we'll sit up there and let someone else that we know nothing about, which is usually from another ethnicity, tell us who we are. I mean,
Mhm.
go look every time you go look, right? If you go look at all these so-called what do you call it, accredited documentaries from these schools or whatnot dealing with so-called African American history, which I prefer Afro American history, that term, because that term African American came about in the 1980s, in 1988, by Jesse Jackson, and what was it, the Rainbow Push Coalition? And that even sounds just bad. But yeah. Anyways, back onto it. But we just go look at all these so-called accredited channels, that deals with so-called like professors and from schools and whatnot, and like from universities, and the base of it is going to be another ethnicity telling us who we are. There's no one ever has questioned what the hell is, like what the WTF? You know, there is something wrong about that. How come it's not our elders mainly telling us who we are? Their
Hmm.
all the other ethnicity elders guarantee you tell them who they are, or they're teaching their own ethnic background. Here's the thing: there's nothing wrong with other ethnicities talking about and even giving you information you don't know. The issue is that the
Hmm.
majority of us don't know, and the majority of the information is coming from other ethnicities.
Hmm.
That's the issue.
I want to show this video that you sent me, Lewis. So it's from Swartz, the Andrew Swartz. Is that
Yeah,
it?
yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna play it. So I don't know how good the audio is now, but we're gonna play it. You, can you hear it, Lewis?
No, the screen's not even moving. It's just pixelated and paused. Remember when we had that issue on that other? No, was that you? No, that was someone else. Okay.
Yeah, I don't know why.
No, the screen's not even moving. I can hear you just fine. Okay, the lag is so bad. Oh wait, no, the lag is horrific. Not terrific. I said horrific. Yeah, no,
I just want to make
YouTube.
sure you can hear.
I can't hear anything. There's really no words.
Oh gosh. Oh.
What you can do too is just drop the links in the description like last time too. So, and we can just tell them to go watch all these videos themselves. That's what you got to do. Ultimately, do is just drop all the links. Because unfortunately, yeah, YouTube wants to be like this.
Cause I can hear it. Uh,
I know, but you're the moderator. You're the main host, and uh, you know,
Sorry about that. That's my niece. She just being fussy. But dang, why? Like I can hear the audio on my end.
I know you're the moderator.
Hey.
I mean, not the moderator. What you call it, the host.
Oh goodness. Yeah, I know I'm the host,
So that's why
but I
YouTube
but
ain't gonna
I
mess with you
but
like that.
everything. Huh?
YouTube ain't gonna mess with you like that. It's gonna mess with your viewer. It's gonna mess with your viewers.
It's already messing with my viewers.
I know that's what it's
I
gonna
just
do. It's not gonna
huh,
be.
like I don't know, like because it's not muted. But let me see if I can try again.
Yeah, they're going to. They're not gonna make it obvious that they're messing.
Let me see.
So yeah, while Black Princess is working on this, I'll talk a little bit. But yeah, no, the proper way to go and find out who you are is to get your documents, your historical documents. You should know your blood type because that greatly matters. It's called bloodlines, not spit lines. You can't spit in a tube and find out who the heck you are. That's just ludicrous. Anyone who seriously believes that is just dumb.
You still can't hear the video?
Um, it's a the pixel it moved up a bit, but no, we still can't hear it. What is it? You know, the frames
What you
per
say,
second.
Louis?
The frames per second. Well, okay, no, never mind. I take that back. No, still bad.
Hold on, Louis. I'm gonna get out of the share.
Okay, okay, go ahead.
So here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna get out of the I'm gonna get out. I went out of the share, and I'm gonna share the screen, this video again. So bear with me again, please.
Okay, maybe that was it. Okay, go ahead.
All right.
Uh, Courtney, Maya Courtney can't hear it still.
I'm working on it. Give me 1 second.
So yeah, peace, guys. Hope
Louis,
everything's
do me a
well.
favor. Louis, do me a favor. Keep talking to the people while I get this video uploaded.
Yep. So back to what I was saying basically is you gotta trace your family history or records by physical records and documentation and oral. You gotta talk to your great great grandparents if they are still alive. Because back then you gotta take into heavy respect and consideration of how things were recorded, how history was recorded back then. It was by oral and physical documentation, whether it be pictorial, or like written records. That's how they recorded stuff back then. They didn't spit in a tube back then. They didn't have all this so-called fancy equipment to test you and whatnot. You got to take into migration too. If they can't actually they can't tell you well show you and like authenticate, hey, you came from this place, you came from that place, and you can talk with this person, you can talk with that person. If they tell you they found such and such from such and such land, they should be, and they're your so-called relatives or whatnot, or you're connected with them, they should be able to also provide contact information, names, if they're so-called, if they're so-called your relatives or whatnot. You should be able to contact them and talk with them and really find out what happened. If they don't do that, then it's a scam. You've been scammed. So that's the thing. We don't ask the right questions. The right questions are the little questions. The little questions are usually the big questions. What is perceived to be big is a lot of the time small, and what is perceived to be small or non-existent are a lot of the times big, because it's not about the size, it's about the quality. That's what we've lost sight of, even with relationships and whatnot. We don't understand value. We don't value. We don't respect the quality of things as much as we should. It's because we've been taught to be too superficial, like surface. We swim on the surface. So let's see if she's got this whole video all working. Looks pretty clean so far. Okay, looking good so far.
Okay, so hopefully, yeah, so hopefully, let's just hope that this works. So let's get started.
Looks pretty clean.
Let me know if you guys can hear it.
No, we can't. Start the video
You still
over.
can't hear it?
Yeah, no, start the video over.
Okay, give me 1 second. Like what?
Like completely over. Up is heavily pixelated again on my end.
Let me see.
I think it's just the StreamYard and YouTube really be playing with the internet
Let
connection.
me know if you guys can hear it. Fresh. Probably is my internet.
It's not your
I need to
internet.
call them and let them know, man. I've been having this problem for a while,
Mm.
I don't like, but okay, so we're gonna try this again.
Yeah, we're
Nerves.
attempting to work on it, Omega. Mm. Um,
Uh,
a lot of the times it's actually YouTube and Google missing. They do it all the time. No, still can't hear it. It's highly pixelated. What you can do though is drop the links in the description, so anyone who clicks on this video will be able to go and click on each individual link. Just name it, number it, and
yeah,
name
cause
it.
I can. Yeah, cause I can hear it,
Yeah. It's
but
usually
I
the
don't know
view.
why y'all can't hear it.
It's the
Huh?
YouTube. It's YouTube. YouTube is playing with the connection, because I can hear you just fine. It's the video I can't hear.
Mhm.
YouTube is messing. Here's the thing I told you about shadow banning and whatnot. You should look into it, because
Mhm.
what YouTube does, or entities do, or individuals do, whatever one applies, is they will play with the internet connection, and they will add great lag to things, so they can
Mhm.
indirectly directly affect the production or your presentation of the truth. They've been doing it all the time, and actually there's more and more people coming out. What I learned from one of my friends is even what you got Facebook it has lost a massive lawsuit. So and people are starting
Mm.
to turn an eye towards YouTube. YouTube isn't heavily, admins or individuals from YouTube is in heavy violations already of free speech. They're just
Mhm.
random comments and whatnot. They're already in heavy violation of free speech. You know,
There's no such. I think it's been a while for like since there were like free speeches. I just think that there was no free speech to begin with.
no, there is. No, there is.
Mhm.
Um, Here's the thing: we are free to say what we want. The issue is, we it's the violation, and the issue is the people are broken. Our people.
Mhm.
It's like here's the thing: I'm saying I'm not promoting violence at all. Absolutely not. What I'm saying is,
No, Don. We're not Umar Johnsons over here. We don't follow
yeah,
Umar Johnson anymore.
So what I'm basically saying is, though, there has to be intellectual bite behind our protests. So it's like like these politicians and these individuals and these corporations,
Mhm.
and whatnot, they have to be they have to be treated like little children. Like, oh, if you don't do such and such, I'm going to take away your toy, that type of treatment. They need that type of treatment and then follow through. And
Mhm.
the toy for these individuals would be, oh, if the people potentially stops funding some of their activities because we fund our own misery if they don't shape up and change and
Mhm.
actually follow through on their promises, or you know what I mean. That's what should happen. That's how,
Mhm.
you know there's no consequence for them to screw over the citizens of all ethnicities, especially us. There's no consequence that bothers them. So it's like they're just gonna do all this mess and screw over everyone. You know. So no, what you gotta do is last time too. You gotta so there's no intellectual consequence. So, so they feel that, oh, we could just do this and do this to the people, and they'll be all in outrage for a little while, then they'll move on to something else, and they'll forget, and lo and behold, we do. We forget and move on to the next thing.
Right.
It's like, yeah, like a lot of these cases. Whatever happened to the Kendrick, was it Kendrick Lamar? Whatever happened with the outcome of that case?
I
Has
have.
anyone? Huh?
I don't know. I haven't heard from Kendrick Lamar in a while.
The kid that got killed and wrapped in the blanket, or in the what you call it, the gymnasium.
Johnson.
Yeah, sorry, him. Yeah, whoever.
Lamar
Yeah,
Johnson.
whoever. Yeah, whoever
Mhm.
that teen was that got murdered and stuffed into that gym mat. Whatever happened with him? What happened to that case? And what happened to those individuals? What happened to those entities that took the organs and
Mhm.
replaced them with paper? Do we know the outcome of that? Did anyone suffer any investigation or consequence? Do we know?
Mm.
'Cause I most certainly don't. See, this is what I'm talking about. Proves my point. They know our MO. They know that we're just gonna be outraged for a little bit and then forget about it.
Yeah.
'Cause they're like dumb sheep collectively.
Umar Johnson, he's probably taking that money, paying for strippers and prostitutes because he's talking about, you know, politics over punani. But here he goes. He's talking to a woman over the phone and she's talking about some sexual stuff. And he's like, okay, okay, take your time. And they're over the phone. It's like he's having phone sex with this broad. And it's like, dude, you're such a hypocrite.
That's so
He's
lame.
not even involved in politics himself. He don't
That's
talk like he don't go to the White House and trying to make a change for the black community, don't speak on the black community's behalf. He doesn't do that. He
yeah.
is like he is nothing like Frederick Douglass, quote unquote, his great grandfather, supposedly, if they're even related.
And here's the thing. Here's the thing. The crazy thing about this is right.
Mm-hmm.
Crazy thing about this is that when you actually here's the, anyone that shows up in the White House and whatnot, and they talk on the so-called Afro American community, they're not they're really not allowed to really talk or do anything. Like you know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? They're not. It's like because here's the thing: actions. It goes back to actions speak louder than words. Progress, right? It's like,
Who still has a lawsuit?
hmm,
What family?
what are you talking about?
Because I didn't know there was a lawsuit. Does it have to involve Umar Johnson?
Are you talking about the lady that got killed?
Because McCartney said that there's a family still has a lawsuit.
Are you
Is it
talking
against
about
Umar
the?
Johnson?
Are you talking about that other lady of the of the teen that got killed?
Oh, she's talking about Lamar. Oh, they still probably having that lawsuit because they dismissed the other one. But anyways,
Um.
I want to get back to Umar Johnson,
So
but
yeah, no, yeah, I got you. So what I'm basically saying is though that there's no accountability at all, and people like Umar Johnson is going to keep doing. There's going to be another one. We have Marcus Garvey. Now we have Umar Johnson, and we're going to have more that's going to come in. And well, we already have the government system and the media and whatnot that's playing and sucking off the the people, Afro Americans, unstable emotions, and whoever else applies to media manipulation. I'm a freak. I do a lot of artists and art and whatnot. So I draw a lot of freaking anime and cars and whatnot. So I understand very well the power of visual and mental, aka mental manipulation. I understand how strong it is, and the great deal of the people are ignorant to it. And I understand the danger.
I got a question, Louis.
Mhm.
Do the black community, well, some people in the black community, do they look up to Umar Johnson as a savior?
Potentially, yeah. I mean, look what happened with Obama.
But do you believe that because I'm trying to find some words that I don't want to offend anybody, but do you think that it's kind of dumb for the black community to look for any leadership at all? Because all we look for is like, oh, who is going to lead us out of this, you know, this misery? How, who is going to represent us? It's kind of like, the story of Moses, where the Hebrew Israelites were kept in bondage with the Egyptians. They were slaves to the Egyptians, and they yelled out to God for for help, and they gave them Moses. It's kind of like that, but It's kind of like that, but we're living in the 21st century and we're still, looking for, somebody to save us. But as a black community, we have to realize that all we have is each other. We should be working together to get us off our own feet, just like other communities are working together to, keep their communities, safe and make sure that, cash is flowing in and out and back around their communities. All we
Exactly.
looking for is all we looking for is a leader.
Here's the
It's
thing.
like, oh,
Sorry, go
hmm
ahead.
no, no, go ahead.
Here's the thing. We need all leaders. Here's the thing. When it comes to leaders breed leaders. They do not breed followers and keep followers. Leaders breed leaders. We don't. A lot of us don't understand truly what leadership and teamwork is. If everyone in the community became a leader and lived in teamwork and had the teamwork and mindset community in the family mindset community towards anyone that they look at and and was fair though and smart about it and was equal, then a lot of these problems would vanish. The issue is we're so
Hmm.
broken. Here's the thing, we don't need a leader. We need leaders. We need teamwork. We need mass teamwork. We need unity
Hmm.
to like-minded people, and we gotta drop this color thing. Yeah, and that is a sad thing about it is that we don't know how to teamwork. But of course, everyone's not going to be able to teamwork with you because everyone is not us. Even if they freaking
Hmm.
look like us, they are not us. That's what's interesting. Everyone who looks like us ain't us. And the thing is, we we got a lot of work to do, a lot of repair to do. Like thank the Great Spirit that we already got individuals who are on it. Dane Calloway, Lex Wheellaw, Karameu, Indian Council, and who American Indian Council, Darkman X, Metamorphosing, etc. Whoever that applies to, whoever is searching for the truth. Black Princess, even the radical lot, even 123 and other individuals, whoever is promoting the truth, they are part of they, you know what I mean, and they are promoting the truth for the good for the of the people, and therefore truth and therefore peace and therefore honesty, no matter who it's for and who it's against. Those are the minds you want on your side.
Hmm.
Yeah, but the thing is, you can only successfully and honestly judge by action. Action speaks louder than words.
Right.
And it's always a flip of the coin. It's like there's no one can prove anything to you really by words. It's by action.
Yeah, and Umar Johnson is not following by actions, and this is what gets the black community in trouble. We follow too many people that are so-called leaders and think that they are here to get us out of, away from this type of boogeyman and and come into peace and harmony when that is not the case at all. These people are using you because they see you because as being vulnerable and and brainwashed, and they want to use that against you because they see that in you. So they're gonna take that and use that, vulnerability to get you to where they want you. And after that, where they get you where they want you, they're gonna eat you alive.
Hmm.
And you don't even know, what happened because you're so busy following this person, you're not even questioning what their true motives are. And then the black community wants to, pout and cry about, about all the money they put into this person to get a school. But why did you guys don't question? We're supposed to question everything. Why would you just follow a person that's not following through on what they say? You have to get look up this person's information, get some kind of background on them so you guys know who you follow. It's just like politics. You have to select carefully who you want to pick as your candidate and who you want to represent. If they have to represent you as a whole, because you, as a community, want your voices to be heard. And not only that, you guys want your communities to be stable. But if you go and you pick that candidate that did not mention you in their campaign, and you go and you vote for them still, they're not going to do anything for you because that's not their intentions as a whole. So as black people, we have to, be careful about calling, people our leaders because they're really not. And then, we get scammed out of our money when we can put it into like the YMCA's, the Boys and Girls Clubs, and those institutions where our kids really need that because those institutions were built for like after school activities so our children can have something to do. This is what makes our communities grow, where we put something, into something in our communities, not into one person's hand. And this is what's going on with Umar Johnson. We're putting money and reliability on him where he is not following through. He don't even have a team. What is his team? Where's his team at that's helping him? He's by himself. Doesn't that tell you anything? Like, where's his network? It, you get what I'm saying, Louis?
Yeah, I get exactly what you're saying. Here's the issue too. It goes deeper than this. The whole what you call it, the whole education system, especially for the Afro American, is going to have to be broken down to the base, and even the base is going to have to be remodified because
Mm-hmm.
the what the issue is, like, we've been taught so many lies that it's just it's just unbelievable. We've been taught so many lies. Here's the thing, the this particular format of the education system that we're using right now is actually a great deal of the issue. It
Mm-hmm.
is. It is a system of indoctrination. So let's just say we do create our own schools and whatnot, right? But if we use
Mm-hmm.
these widely accepted systems, right, that are currently accepted right now, then we're ultimately effing ourselves. Like mentally. It's just like this, right?
Mm-hmm.
Let's just say you bought. Oh yeah, okay. Let's just say you were on you were walking right on a farm, right? And you're in
Uh-huh.
a nice pretty sundress or whatnot, right? And you accidentally fall into a big cow manure pit, right? And you ruined your expensive outfit, right? And you go by and
Mm-hmm.
it took you forever to get that smell off your skin and whatnot, right? So you go out, get another
Mm-hmm.
one, right? Get another nice outfit, right? are you going to repeat that same mistake? Or let's say, or are you going to bring that smelly home with that one that got soaked in, and completely ruined in cow manure into your home? And are you going to mingle it with your clean stuff? No, right? You're not going to
No,
mingle, right? You're not going to mingle your the shitty garment with your clean stuff. But that's what we would essentially be doing. That's a metaphor for that's what we for essentially we would be doing if we start our own school system, right? But then we use the current for we use this already existing format. We will basically we will be dirtying. We will be tainting heavily our, our structure again, and it will end up back this. So if we use this particular system method that's in play, then we're gonna end like even if we're gonna go nowhere. We're going right back
mm-hmm.
into the cow poop because that's literally this particular method of you know this United States of corporation of so-called accredited White House government school system. It's here to tank. And
Right,
so we cannot use this format. A lot
right.
of the archives hold a lot of the truth. Do you know how much they charge for these documents though? They charge like holy crap, man. It gets ridiculous. I was like learning the only reason why some of these YouTubers are even able to afford these documents is via crowdfunding.
Mm-hmm.
You know how much, and aka unity. So, but here's the thing: we don't do that amongst ourselves like that. You know, there's a lot of people like with more integrity than Umar Johnson, like the Carameo guy. He gets crowdfunded, and then he gets crowdfunded, and all these other individuals like send them they get crowdfunded, and then they put their money where their mouth is. And a lot of these the Marcus Garveys, Umar Johnsons, anyone like them, their intentions is not to put their money where their mouth is.
Right.
Umar Johnson is probably going to stall and stall and stall. That's what he's been.
Oh yeah, that's all he's gonna do until he asks for more donations. People need to wake up. There's a pattern going on here. If he's in your face in his car, because he only broadcasts from his car or outside somewhere. He doesn't even have an office. He You remember when you told me, Lewis, that you sent me that video where he was just picking up some kind of cards or something or some mail, and he was like donations, 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 and it's like, okay, so what are you going to do with those donations? He hasn't said anything what he's going to do with them. He didn't say, here's what I'm gonna do with these donations. I'm gonna hire me a contractor, and we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna fix this school. I'm gonna go to the electric and gas company so we can turn on the gas. I'm gonna, go to some, hire some cafeteria food lunch people, put a stove in the cafeteria so our kids can have a hot meal. He's not saying any of that. He's not following through with anything. And he's not even talking about what kind of teachers he's going to hire. No geography teacher, no history teacher, no math teacher, no arithmetic, nothing. He's just talking about, or no health teacher. He's just going around talking about, oh, I need donations for the school. Okay, so, okay, people need to start getting on Umar Johnson's ass about this school, because if you really want our children to go to your school, get this school off the ground. Just not say you're gonna build a school and there's nothing, you're not putting nothing in it. Like, come on, dude.
Yeah, it's like the interesting thing about this is and whatnot is when I talked to my friend about this, and I was like, yeah, it's like it's literally yeah, like you said, put your money that like the context of your accurate statement said or message said, put your money where your mouth is. But then again, I would say this is really simple. We make
Mhm.
things difficult. This is so simple to understand. The issue is we have everyone thinking that, oh, the more difficult and the more complicated you make an algorithm, and or the more complicated and the more craziness you make a word or something, and you just slap a meaning on it, right? And you're
Mhm.
able to pronounce it or do it. The smarter and more intelligent you are, that's not necessarily true. Here's the thing: the
Mhm.
intelligent people is the more easier you can make something without sacrificing its power, its integrity is actually it's the more powerful that is. Because imagine, right? Imagine you have a system, right? That literally just at a push of a button or at a potential direction, it will do everything, right? It's like that's how a genius thinks. Geniuses, they're able to simplify systems, simple. They're able to simplify systems operational functions, but they're so easy to use. Meaning the production and quality goes up too. You know, the easier it is to use a tool, the easier it is to get the job done. Basically, you know,
Okay, so
the
here's the
harder
thing.
it is
So
to understand. Sorry.
Umar Johnson, you know, had a statement out for young black women and girls about them being raped in their communities. Here's the thing. He believes that it's black women and black girls' fault that they got raped or they were getting raped is because of their, sexual behavior.
I
And I'm
wouldn't
like,
doubt he's one of the ones that's doing that mess to him, and he just haven't been
exactly.
caught yet. Why else? That's
And
not gonna lie. Just my freaking opinion. That sounds like self guilt of committing a crime. That's just my unfounded opinion. That there is,
he just it's just so disgusting how he thinks that, because these women, when you have a group of guys that gang raped you can't fight them all off because they're on you. And for black little girls, it's not their fault that these men are out here and they're being perverts. It's so mind-boggling that this man, who is supposed to be educated, thinks like this. It, how is it, a young girl's fault or a young woman's fault or a woman's fault, period, that she got sexually assaulted? She was just in a bad position. She was at the wrong place at the wrong time. She don't know that she was going to get raped. Like, she's not even asking for that. And it's disgusting. This disgusting pervert is going to say that them being raped is their fault. If that is not questionable, I don't know what is, because this man, he is so delusional, and he's sitting there and he sexualizes women based on their body type, their breasts. And then he's gonna go on and talks about the woman's look, like that, black women should not be wear weaves, we should be wearing our natural hair out, which is fine, that's his opinion. But then you're gonna go turn around and you're gonna, go to a strip club and paint a black woman that has blonde hair on her head, and she's sitting there and she twerking right on your lap while you paying her $50 for each cheek clapping.
Oh, come on,
Like,
man. We don't want to say, we probably don't want to say it, but he ain't really. Here's the thing, I ain't either because that's just dumb. Here's the thing, I'm not pro black. I'm not, that's just dumb. Um, I'm not what you call it, so-called anti-black and whatnot. All I am
mhm,
is for the truth. I don't deal. I don't take those. I don't do. I don't deal in those sides. What the side I deal in is the truth and authenticity and and love and whatnot. My thing is if you're gonna be truthful, you better be truthful. You know what I mean? If you're gonna be
mhm,
honest, you better be honest. If you're out to hurt the innocent and whatnot, and I see it, I'm going to make
mhm,
sure I have some type of hand in bringing you down. That's how I function. My thing is I'm for anyone who is genuinely there to help life and help people. Anyone who wants to hurt innocent people who had nothing to do with whatever, I'm against them. Basically, it's essentially what
mhm.
I'm saying. You know, it's like here's the thing. I don't do the whole pro black dating dating thing, or you can't mix or with other people or whatnot, because here's the thing, I ain't gonna sit around and wait on a certain skin color to fall in my lap. What I'm gonna sit around and wait on is how well me and my partner can connect.
Right.
Yeah, because I've dropped many friends, many people with like like a dime, that didn't connect with me. Of all
Mhm.
ethnicity, well, not all ethnicity, but many ethnicities, from brown skin labeled black to so-called white, to like Chinese, and yeah, there's many friends I've so dropped in what you know.
Here's what
It,
Umar Johnson said about, when you speaking of Asians and other people of other ethnicities. He was talking about, black people, they're able to get, housing loans and other type of loans, but they're not like allowed to get business loans. And he believed that, other minorities, were here, were getting a step ahead of us because they believe that it was set up like that.
yeah,
And but here's the thing. He said the reason why they do that because they want uh they want minorities to keep their mouths shut and not to say anything. But they said if they he said that if they ever get out of line, they he they would send them back to their own countries. But here's the thing. I'm trying, kind of looking at this weird, or thinking about this weird. Um, I'm just like, okay, so how can they send people back to their own countries when they're U.S. citizens?
well,
This
here's
is
the
what.
thing. There are people who have been deported because they didn't act well, but here's the issue. There are people who are indigenous, or like here's the thing, the so-called Afro-American. Just look, here's the thing, everyone who is dark skinned, woolly hair, or who appears to have woolly hair are not all the same. So here's the thing, they can send individuals back to their country. They can deport them. That's been happening, especially if
They
they've
can't.
committed some
They
a
can't
criminal.
deport you. They just can't deport U.S. citizens.
They know they can. They can
No,
revoke
they can't.
your.
That's
Wait,
against the
listen, hang on,
Constitution.
because I've seen it. What I'm saying, if you commit a crime, they can. They can revoke your U.S. citizenship if you're from another country. If you commit a crime or you do something heinous, they can. And they like
I don't think so. Because that's
they
uncon.
can.
If somebody's already a citizen, they can't. But if you
They
here,
can.
however, hold on a second. But however, if you are committing a crime against the United States, and you go and you join your country and defeat the United States, then that's committed. They have to commit treason.
Yeah, and no, here's the thing. If you commit if you like, there's that rapper guy, I forget his name. He did something. He was so called, he looked similar to us, so called, like he looked like a Afro American. He did something and they revoked his citizenship and green card and they
That's
sent him back to Europe.
Here's the thing. If you're not a citizen yet, then
No, he was. I'm telling you, he had his green card. He had his
but
so-called
Louis,
citizenship
there's African Americans that commit, crimes too. Why are they sent back to Africa?
because we're not all the same. What trying to tell you is a lot of Afro Americans are so-called indigenous. Where are you going to send them?
But how
You
come
know,
Hispanics
you
commit crimes too? There's a few Hispanics that commit crimes too. Why haven't they went back to their country?
a lot of them have. A
Not a
lot
lot
of
of
them.
they cannot send you back just because you commit a
Uh,
crime.
they
There's people
can.
that still
They
they
can.
can't take you. They can't take you back to.
I mean, they
That's against U.S. Constitution, Lewis.
They can. I'm saying they can. They have done it. They've been doing it. Is what I'm saying.
But
There's
they can't do
plenty of
that.
videos
But the
where
thing is,
there's plenty of
if they
videos
do,
where immigration, the Department of Immigration has been coming over and taking up repeated offenders and whatnot, or offenders.
if they're doing it, they're breaking the Constitution, and they can get tried for that. They
The
can't do
interesting
that.
thing is, here's a really messed up thing about it. Originally, the Constitution wasn't for everyone. That's the interesting thing about it. See, here's the thing: we don't know history. The laws we think and we use, it ain't. We are under two different law, like law systems. The basic laws that we have and that we know of and whatnot is not it's not the same as what you go to learn when you're a freaking lawyer and whatnot. And when you're like at the high top, attorney generals and whatnot. And it's a really tedious thing. But yeah, normally if they commit a crime or whatnot, they'll do that restitution and whatnot. But at times, yeah, they can be shipped back, especially if they're a repeat offender. I'm just
Here's the
saying it's
thing, Lewis.
happened many
Anybody
times.
that's born here, they can't ship them back because what if they're not from that country? If
Um,
they could have shipped us back, they don't care. Like they see us as black
they can't ship
people.
you. No, they can't. Here's the thing: they can't ship you to a country you're not from, that they can't identify you from. They can't do that.
That's what
That's
I'm
why
saying.
that answers your question. So a great deal of the people who have been so-called sent back, and unless they're just kicking people out now, which I wouldn't doubt that they are, because look at the way our system is. But when there was a bit more sanity, when they did send people back, it was more so that they knew where the heck you came from. And here's the thing, but if you're freaking indigenous and whatnot, you're just gonna stay in jail. Here's the thing. Again, I keep telling you. So African American, that shit's a misnomer. If you go look on the freaking map of Africa, right, of what is called Africa, right?
But here's
You
the
can
thing. This is what I'm saying, Louis. If there's Asians, Mexicans, whoever ancestors, came here, like, or parents came here, and they were born here, they can't take them back because they weren't born in that country. That's what I'm saying.
They can.
No, they
They
can't.
can. It's that they don't want to. No, they
'Cause
can. It's happened many times. Do you know? You know what's especially if you're born on this land, right? And you don't have citizenship or whatnot, right? Then you can get deported if you didn't actually go fill out that paper and whatnot. You can get deported. It's happened many times because you can't prove it.
I believe they deported, immigrants that weren't citizens yet, but not but Lewis, they can't do that. They will get sued.
Yeah,
That's what
they
I'm trying.
yeah,
That's what I'm trying to get. That's what I'm
here's the
trying to
thing.
get to you, because if they deported, U.S. citizens that were born here, because Lewis, they don't care whether we were born here or not. If they see us as black, they're not going to see us indigenous, because they're going to see a certain color of indigenous people. They're going to see us as
They
African.
Well, here's
But
the thing.
Lewis,
No, that's here's the thing. It's actually not as simple as that because no, they know that so-called
They
indigenous is
probably know, but
African.
they probably don't care.
No,
That's
they
what I'm
care.
trying to.
No,
No,
they
Lewis, they
care.
don't care. They see
They're
us as African, Lewis. They don't
that.
see us as
Listen,
indigenous.
yeah. No, here's the thing. I'm not. You're missing the point. I say they care as in it's a threat to them. No, they care. That's why they did that. That's why they merged indigenous with African. You know Walter
Hmm.
Plecker and the Racial Integrity Act. Just because you care about something doesn't mean you're all buddy buddy with it. If something's a
Uh-huh.
threat to you, sorry I didn't explain it. Clearly, I wasn't. I kind of made a blanket statement. My bad. But if something is, it's like if something's a threat to you, you actually care enough to move and eliminate it. So yeah, sorry. When it comes to caring, it's either
Hmm.
it's either it's gonna make you move. It's gonna make you do something. It's gonna just make you react because it's enough. It's enough to basically make you do something. You know what I mean? So yeah, whether it's good for you or it's a threat, if it moves you,
But
you care.
besides, being indigenous and all,
Mhm.
Umar Johnson does not teach them that. He only wants to teach Pan African to indigenous people that weren't born there in the first place, and and they have rights to this land as, people, quote unquote African, looking descents.
Yeah, here's the thing. We got to drop that term because that shit is Charles Darwin's bullshit.
Who's deleting your comments, Lord Tavik? Because I can still see your comments.
Yeah, I could see it says get the lights up family. Says sub to Black Princess. I could see him. It says I wish we could deport every criminal. Period. I understand where Black Princess is coming from. Yeah, but it's interesting though. It's like they do that though. They don't deport all of them, but they deport a lot of them. I'm just saying it happens.
I
They
think YouTube is deleting the comments. I don't like, because
Yeah,
I'm
no,
not
YouTube
deleting.
does that.
Yeah, because I'm not, because I can still see your comments in the comment section. I don't
Yeah,
delete nobody's comments here. I'm not
it is
petty like
YouTube.
that. But if you like, if only way I can delete people's comments if they're trolling and being disrespectful.
Yeah,
That's the only way I can delete, comments. But I'm not deleting nobody's comments on this channel. I don't do that.
it is YouTube. They've gone full. They've gone. They got individuals have got issues. No, no, it's a problem. They're becoming a nuisance. They're actually violating the free speech. So, like, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, Lord Tavik. I need to get in contact with YouTube anyway because this is my platform and this is my channel. Nobody deletes nothing up in here except for me.
Mhm.
I don't play that.
That's literally yeah, I'll send you a video later too. Darkman X was talking. He's like he was doing a live stream as they didn't even notify him. He's like, as soon as he showed that video, I think I might have sent it to you in the link, and in the YouTube. As soon as he started showing the video, because he was talking about the COVID thing, right? They
Does he talk about
automatically
does he talk about Umar Johnson too?
maybe I know maybe he did in the past,
Cause I can't
but
remember if he was sending threats to him too. Cause Umar Johnson was naming off of quite a lot of people that he wants to take out, including Leonard Honor.
yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure. But we're probably gonna be added to his list. But
Oh, who cares?
I
This
know,
dude is a joke. You guys have
I
to like
know.
this dude is a joke. He don't know like he don't really know people like that. He's talking about Thug's contacting him, talking about he got his back, but at the same time he's talking about killing them off as well. Like I can't take this dude
Yeah,
seriously.
yeah, no, it's hilarious, but it's not hilarious. The thing is, he's what you call an agent, a government agent. Divide and conquer. All
I
I'm
believe
saying is,
that.
like back to the whole indigenous thing. One thing you should do is you should definitely know your blood type. You should definitely know where your grandmother has come from. Whatever your grandmother and grandfather are, you are. you know it's like for all these dark melanated individuals that has never talked to their grandmothers, talk with your grandmothers, because that's how history was recorded. It was recorded by record
Hmm.
and
Hmm.
oral.
You know what? I think there's some incels in YouTube that are deleting these comments. I think
Yeah.
these are like
Well,
trolls that's in these YouTube corporations, and
mhm.
they're probably deleting their comments. They're probably looking at our live stream right now, and they're probably deleting, certain people's comments. And
Exactly.
these are, regular day people as us. They probably, been on YouTube, but YouTube needs to be strict on them because I'm about to tell, you know.
Yep, Lord Tyvek, they sure are. They sure are. They do it. Yep, they are. They gone full snowflake. They gone full like it's ridiculous. They're even deleting stuff that's totally not what you call it. That's not offensive. If
And,
it,
they don't like woke black people. They don't like black people, waking up and telling the truth on YouTube.
well, here's the thing. We're dealing again. We're in the information war. We're in a war of brains, a war of words, spells, literally spells, right? Spelling. Especially us, we suck at casting. We suck at so-called spelling. You know,
Hmm.
we don't. A lot of us in general don't know how to. We don't know how to play the game, the word game. That's what we're in. When you go to court, right? You're in a high stakes debate, right? You know
Yeah.
that, right? Literally. We
Hmm.
don't know how to debate properly. They know that we don't know.
Hey,
They
black people, we need to learn how to debate, or else we're in trouble. And
uh-huh.
we don't like see. We're too caught up in this hip hop world, following the latest trend. Who's our favorite rapper? Who did it the best? It's like, who cares about that? None of these rappers are good to me. Umar
Mhm.
Johnson, he's fun. You can, as you can see, even though my videos, you can't really get a sound. He's following that thug culture.
Yeah, all you
Like, when
gotta
all this
do.
you are a scholar, you're supposed to have all this knowledge about Pan Africanism, but yet you are following thug culture. You trying to be a thug? Like, come on, dude. That doesn't make any sense. Pick one and stay there.
Here's the thing, though. It's like a lot of these individuals, they're troll, or they're from the bully or the boule. The boule. There we go. It's a Illuminati group and whatnot. Did you ever see the video of the Pope kissing some dark melanated people's feet? You ever see that video? Got down on his
I
knees.
haven't, I haven't, but I heard.
Yeah, here's the thing. What people don't realize is actually the really what's gonna really mess up people, because I guarantee you that mess is coming, okay?
Yeah,
How messed up do you think it's gonna make people when they find out that it wasn't the big bad white man like they teach? Did a great deal of the most powerful oppressors to the Afro American were individuals who look like,
right.
it's like look at who we have the
We're the first
biggest.
people. We're the first people to betray each other too.
Where the literally, did you know that it was actually yes, in the freaking South? His name is you can go check out Caramelu's channel. He shows a lot of actual archive data. The only reason why he was even able to get this stuff is because he was crowdfunded. They charged arms and legs for this information. You want the real stuff, the actual history. Everyone needs to go to these archives around the U.S. and around the world. In Europe and stuff, they have all this stuff in the Smithsonian, the British Museum, etc. You know, but sorry, but basically, the biggest enemies it has always been to the Afro American were individuals
Mhm.
who look like us,
Mhm.
whether
That's
they
true.
be us or not. We've
Mhm.
always been screwed by individuals who look like us, like the big screwer. I mean, just look at
And
what we're
guess
dealing
what?
with.
And guess what? Umar Johnson is one of those guys who wants to screw over the black community, and he's doing that now. He's doing a very good job
Hmm.
of scamming the black community, especially black women. Oh my God, these black women just worship this dude. And he sexualized these women horribly and making rape their fault. And you gonna give this man money? And he hasn't even been wasn't able to get to bring up a school.
Later, Omega
And
Courtney.
you take your money and you taking money out of your children's pocket and you giving it to these men. Out of the children's mouth, you giving your money to this man. Like, come on, make it make sense. I
Mm,
wouldn't. Thank God I never gave this guy a cent. Thank God, I woke up to his bullshit.
before it was too late, huh?
It's so it's so mind blowing how black you know people have fell for this. Ugh.
Yeah, how it's like you haven't seen anything yet. Like I said, it's coming. The intellectual hammer is coming. Reality is going to hit hard. Just wait till we all find out just how much we really don't know about American history.
Black
it's going
people.
to, yeah, especially our people, especially the ones who are on the victim mentality. It's going to hit them the hardest. The ones who say, "Oh, we're all just victims. We our ancestors didn't do anything." Huh,
You're right,
it's gonna hit
Lord
them.
Talbot. You're right. Umar Johnson should be in jail, but he ain't.
Marcus Garvey got his butt locked up. Guess who
Mm-hmm.
he was? Guess what bailed him out, which is interesting. The Ku Klux Klan bailed Garvey out. Interesting, right?
Mm.
I
And
think his name was James Powell.
they're probably gonna do the same with Umar Johnson. They're gonna do the same thing to him.
Because how are you? I guarantee you, if one of us defrauded the people like that, we have the IRS and FBI and all of them at our door saying with guns and everything, saying where's the money? You need to pay your taxes. You need to do this, do that. No under the counter money like that. You know,
Right.
that those wages needs to be reported. Where's the money?
Yeah, and he's getting it from the IRS too. The IRS is asking for money
Mhm. He's
because
gonna
he
end
has
up like
not paid his
Garvey.
taxes. Huh?
He's gonna end up just like Garvey.
Oh yeah, that's gonna be his downfall. He gonna die.
Mhm,
I don't want I really don't wish that on him, but that's where he's heading towards.
mhm. I mean, or he's gonna end up in jail. Garvey was lucky
Because
enough.
guess what, Louis? Somebody reported him that he is getting tax money, not tax money, but donations from the people. And he was supposed to report that because when you have a charity or some kind of charity fund, you're supposed to report that to the government. And he never did.
He's gonna end up just like Garvey, possibly even worse. But what happened to
Hmm.
Garvey is Garvey got bailed out. Marcus Garvey got bailed out by the KKK. They bailed his butt out of jail. Um, it's gross and disgusting as it is. Yeah, Umar's. There's a high chance he's not going to get that lucky. Yeah. You
No,
could
no,
say
because the
democracy.
IRS is gonna get him, and he's gonna be thrown in jail. They're gonna get him for unpaid taxes.
Mm-hmm. And possibly scamming and all that stuff. Yep. What is that called? It's not embezzlement. Is it embezzle? I forget the term, the legalese term of that. I think is it embezzle, or defraud. Yeah, maybe probably something within the fraud. Yep, he's gonna get some
Lord
federal.
Talbot, Lord Talbot, Al Sharpton owes millions in taxes. I didn't know that.
Oh yeah, also what's his name? Creflo. Creflo does
Creflo.
all them, all those mega pastors too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's
Yep.
that is scamming the pulpit.
You know what I wonder about? I wonder about what's his name. What's his name? That other guy. What's that other really heavy so-called Afro American activist? What's his name? He looks kind of funny. Dang, he's with he does the Muslim um leadership all the time. What's his name? The
Who's
Islam.
Farrakhan?
Yeah,
Louis
yeah,
Farrakhan?
Louis Farrakhan. Yeah, I wonder about him too. Wonder if he owes anything.
You gotta look him up.
Yeah, I know. It's like I'm curious about him too.
I'm curious about people coming in blackface. Rachel Dolezal. Oh my God! I wonder why she's not in jail
Well,
for scamming the black community just by doing blackface. Who else? Who knows what else she's been doing? She lied that she was black. She lied that her dad was black. Like some of these people got some serious mental illnesses. Like
here's
for real.
Here's the sad thing about that too, is that if we're able is like if we're able that's just shame on the masses. Okay, at that point, if you're able to get fooled just by someone's outwardly appearance, like and skin tone and whatnot, then you're just dumb. I'm sorry. I don't know. It's like at this age and time, you're still like 50 and whatnot, and you still haven't caught on, and your brain has not developed. You know, it has not developed yet. And
You would think people with all this technology, you will think people would, go on their computers, type up, what this person is before they support them, but they don't do that. They have libraries that they can go to, search, to search, who this person is, but they don't do that. They
there's
just
a
want to, they
saying,
hang by people's every word, and that's oh my God, that is a big no no.
there's a saying that if you want to hide something from the Afro American, put it in a book. I forgot who
Hmm.
I forgot who coined that, but yeah, we don't like to. A lot of us don't like to read. A lot of us don't like to research. I met a lot of older individuals and who didn't like to do that. I'm looking at them crazy.
Right.
Like, yeah, a lot of these people are just done. A lot of these Afro Americans, they're done. They're
I just
they're
I just
trying to
say
they're just
ignorant.
waiting to die.
I just say ignorant because they have the lack of knowledge.
They're just waiting to naturally die. Like naturally pass on without learning anything. You know, and they don't care. Here's the thing: at this time, if you've
Hmm.
gotten to the state where you're not gonna learn anything and you're not really lifting a finger. No, it's not that. It's especially when you're told and you know. Here's the thing: the ignorance dies after you're told, after you know. You can
Hmm.
the ignorant card you can't pull anymore. It's then you're either dumb or you're not. Once you know and you don't get up and actually do your research and you don't make the effort to change, that ignorant card is gone. It's once you
You're right.
receive the revelation of what's going on, and you receive the information, you lose that ignorant card. You can no longer play that card. That card is dead. It's void. It's either you're
It's
gonna
just
get up
like
and
when you
change.
get pre-approved for something. Once you get pre-approved for, that one company, you can't be pre-approved again.
Hmm. Yeah. So I was also learning too that apparently it's actually illegal to charge taxes. I forgot
Mm.
exactly what I was looking at. I think it was either American Indian Council or Continental one, or maybe Rex Gorilla was one of those. But they're saying apparently you can only withdraw taxes one time, and that already has happened. So they're draining, they're sucking money like cash cows. Don't exactly don't quote me on it. You know what I mean? Don't just take my word for it. But that has to be looked into because there's a chance that we are we are getting heavily scammed as with people left and right, and it sucks.
Yeah, I
It
know.
really
So
sucks.
I'm gonna end this live stream here. Is there any last words you want to say to the audience, Lewis?
Okay, yes. Well, first of all, there's the videos that we were trying to watch and whatnot. I believe Black Princess is going to put them in the description, right?
Right.
Yeah, put them all in the description. And second and first and foremost is that we need to do our own research on whatever it may be, because don't just take people's words for it. I don't care what piece of paper or plastic card or strip they have on their desk claiming a title. um it's better to be safe than sorry. Do your research, because everyone has a agenda, whether it be for the people or against the people, whether it be for the truth or against the truth. Everyone has an agenda, and we are in a information war. We've always been. We need to wake up. We need to protect our crowns, our aka our heart, our mind. If we lose our mind, we lose everything. You know, if you can control the mind, you can control the individual. Literally, you need to take control of your own controller, aka the mind. Because if you don't control your mind, you are a robot to someone who does.
My last comment for today, royal family, always ask questions. Question the people, the person that is feeding you information, whether it's a professor, a speaker, your leader, your pastor, whatever. Question them. Don't be afraid to say anything. Don't believe people when they say, oh, you should have questioned him. Question this person because you want to know, what type of information they are getting this from. You don't want to take everybody's word and just run with it, because at the end of the day, these people are scamming you. You don't know what their motives are. So always question everything when it comes to things like Pan Africanism or the Black community. Question those Umar Johnsons. Stay on their asses always, because you may never know what's going to happen in the future, because at the end of the day, we can only look out for ourselves and the future of our children. So at the end of that note, thank you for joining, and I'll see you guys at the next video. Bye, royal family.
Bye, guys.